right, DC fans, so the numbers are in. The numbers are in for the box office of Supergirl, the most recent DCU film in theaters. Yes, I seen it. Yes, you can check out my movie review on the channel if you haven't seen it already. Go check that out right here. But let's go ahead and talk about these numbers because they are downright terrible, which is exactly what this movie deserves after watching this film. Quite honestly, this theatrical experience, I could not believe my eyes as to what I was seeing on the screen, on the big screen, with how excited I was for this film and what a disappointment and letdown it was. It deserves everything it gets here at the box office. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's jump into it, starting with this right here. Okay, so Supergirl earned $18 million in its domestic opening day, now only tracking to earn $40 million in its opening weekend. Now that was the first day of the film. Now it's already been its complete opening weekend cycle, so we do have those numbers. We can go ahead and talk about that already. Did it live up to the hype? Was it a box office success? Of course not, right? So it says here, Supergirl ended up having a lower opening weekend than expected with $37.1 million. Now a lower opening than Joker 2. Joker 2, Folie à Deux, right? That's like the tagline for that movie. That, oh my God. Joker 2. I never thought I would talk about that movie again after seeing it in theaters and dropped my review on the channel for that film many years ago. Okay, that was the worst film of all time, potentially. But yes, it opened worse than Joker 2. Can you believe it? It makes sense. Joker 2, or Joker 1, I should say, opened at over $1 billion. Not opened, but completed its theatrical cycle at over $1 billion. So I could see why the hype was there going into this, even with the news beforehand about that movie being a musical. I was very skeptical about it, yet I kept an open mind. And no, Joker 2 was downright terrible. Couldn't believe what they did to one of my favorite characters of all time, that being the Joker. But anyway, it opened worse than Joker 2. But not only that, there's other surprising films that it opened under. So here's another one right here. As we can see, it says Supergirl opened with 38 million domestically. That's them rounding up from that other number. It says lower opening weekend than Morbius and the Marvels. Now, while I didn't think the Marvels was as bad as everyone tried to make it out to be, right? That doesn't mean it's a good movie, but I thought it was decent. I thought it was just a mediocre movie, right? Morbius was downright terrible. Abysmal film. Could not believe what I was seeing in that film either. That was another terrible movie that I tore apart on this channel many years ago. But man, Supergirl opening lower than all of those films is crazy as hell. I'm not gonna lie. That goes to show, you know, there was something wrong in the marketing department. I think we've seen that with the cups for this film also. I couldn't believe what they did with the cups that they were selling at the theater to the audience, and the fact that some people bought that just for the memes is hilarious, but it is what it is. Right, now let's continue here with the real nail in the coffin when it comes to this movie and its box office. Okay, Supergirl is projected to lose at least $85 million in its theatrical release, which is 100% deserved. If you've seen this film, you know exactly what I mean. You know exactly what I'm talking about. James Gunn, how could you let us down? All of us DC fans, we believed in you. Not all of us, but I believed in you, okay? And you let us down on an immense level. I'm disgusted with the result of this movie. But let's go ahead and talk about Peter Safran. Okay, if you don't know who this is, he is the co-CEO of DC Studios. I'm sure he has major input on this movie, okay? He is to James Gunn himself in terms of leading DC to its new future with the DCU. What was supposed to be its new future. That train is long and gone, and I've hopped off of it after watching this movie, but let's talk about that, okay? So Peter Safran has made a statement about Supergirl underperforming at the box office. While Supergirl didn't meet our box office expectations, it's just one component of a broader long-term strategy at DC Studios that we remain confident in. Are you sure about that? Peter Safran, are you sure about that? Did you watch this movie yourself before its theatrical release? I'm sure you did. There's no way you guys put out this slop for the audience, for the fans that believed in you and that loved these characters and that cherish these characters and that want to see you achieve great things and go to heights and try to make it to what Marvel made it to in the past in terms of superhero films and building a superhero universe, a proper one that fans could be proud of. You guys failed us in our second movie. We couldn't even get a few movies in like Marvel did. Marvel got a couple movies into their universe, into the MCU, before it was like, okay, that one wasn't that great. That one we could have done without, but whatever. Let's wait for the next one. The next one's going to be a banger. And yes, it was. All right, we were like phases into Marvel before a bad film. This is only the second movie into the DCU, and you guys ruined it already. It's unbelievable. But that's the box office numbers right there. Supergirl is performing terribly at the box office. I'm honestly disappointed that I even assisted this film at the box office whatsoever. I should have went on a discount day to see this movie. I should have went to a matinee. And if I wasn't running a movie channel, to be honest, I wish I didn't see it at all. That's how bad it was. I never want to see it in my life ever again. I don't know how, like an Angry Joe show, for example, shout out to Angry Joe show. I love those guys, but I don't know how they went out to see it for a second time just to get, another rant in on the movie. I'm not supporting this movie at the box office ever again. I would highly recommend you don't either, so we stop getting slop like this. And in terms of the future for the DCU, I talked about it a bit in my Supergirl review. At the end of that review, like I said, make sure you go watch that review. We tore that movie apart as we should have. Okay, but in terms of like the future of the DCU, what could we even expect now? I'm not looking forward to a Batman movie inside the DCU with a recast when we have Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves putting gold out on the screen, right? I'm not looking forward to any of these other characters, okay? The only thing I'm really excited for is Superman, Man of Tomorrow, because that first Superman movie, I thought they knocked it out of the park. I thought they did a great job. It actually made me a fan of a character I've never really cared for a majority of my life, that being Superman. Shout out to David Corn Sweat for his performance inside of that movie. He did a fantastic job. And he also, lent his hand and did a great cameo inside the Supergirl film also. So I am looking forward to his performance in Superman 2, Superman Man of Tomorrow. I am looking forward to seeing what Lex Luthor is going to be doing inside that movie. We've gotten like pressed clips of, him walking around. When I say him, I mean Nicholas Hoult. Him walking around in an actual Lex Luthor suit that they built for him, one that he could actually move in and it's not CG. It's really cool, actually. So I am looking forward to that movie. Apparently the villain inside that film, the main villain, is still going to be Brainiac. And I guess Lex Luthor is just going to be another threat, another problem for Clark to deal with inside that movie. So I am excited there when it comes to that. But in terms of like the DCU as a whole, like, I'm off the train. I'm going to be extremely skeptical when it comes to these films from now on under their banner. These guys are just completely untrustworthy. And they don't have the fans truly in mind and in their hearts when making this film. These films, I should say. Man. Anyway, guys, that is the box office news for the Supergirl film. Let me know your thoughts on this box office news and on this like little talk we did about the future of the DCU and what you can expect and what you guys are thinking about the future of the DCU down in the comment section down below. If you don't know what we do here on Demigod, we do film, TV, and pop culture based content. So if you're interested in this type of content, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.